Welcome back to our investigative deep dive. In the quiet coastal town of Seadrift, Texas, a mystery began on a summer afternoon in 2018, one that has left a family shattered and a community searching for answers for nearly 8 long years. Today, we're examining every known fact in the disappearance of Suzie Escobedo. From the town's industrial roots and verified timelines to the massive multi-agency forensic effort, we seek to understand why this case remains one of the crossroads' most enduring mysteries. Seadrift is a quintessential Gulf Coast fishing village. It's a place of dual identities, a serene recreational getaway for some, and a bustling hub for commercial shrimping, crabbing, and massive manufacturing for others. The town is overshadowed by massive industrial complexes. The 4,700-acre Dow facility provides high-paying jobs that stabilize the region, but its presence brings complex environmental challenges that have recently made national news. In early 2026, the state of Texas filed a lawsuit alleging habitual water pollution violations involving plastic nurdles. It's a community where the balance between industry, nature, and law is under constant scrutiny. Seadrift's history is rooted in tragedy. Founded by immigrants from the storm-battered port of Indianola, the town was built by survivors who knew the heavy toll that loss and displacement can take on a community. Suzie Escobedo was part of this fabric, born in 1993. At 25, she was a devoted mother, recently leaving her job at La Terraza restaurant to focus on her 7-year-old child and her newborn baby. Thursday, August 2nd, 2018, began as a normal day. Her husband was at work, her eldest son was at school, and Suzie was at home in their mobile home on Loop Road with her 4-month-old infant. Throughout the morning, Suzie was active, exchanging text messages with her mother and other family members. She seemed happy, giving no indication that she was anything but content in her new role as a stay-at-home mom. Her final known message was a selfie sent to her husband at 1 p.m., a kiss blown to the camera. It was a normal, loving gesture that investigators would later note as evidence that she had no intention to leave. When her husband returned home at 7 p.m., he found a scene that would haunt the community. The front door was unlocked. Suzie was gone, but her 4-month-old son was not alone. When her husband returned home at 7 p.m., he found a scene that would haunt the community. The front door was unlocked. Suzie was gone, but her 4-month-old son was not alone. The infant was alone on the bed, holding a bottle. Because a 4-month-old typically cannot retrieve or hold a bottle independently for long, family members speculate she may have vanished just before her husband arrived. Suzie's car was in the driveway. Inside the home, everything was still there: her purse, her wallet, her keys, and her phone. There were no signs of a struggle or forced entry. Suzie had simply vanished. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office immediately classified Suzie as endangered missing. Foul play was suspected from the very first day due to the abandonment of her newborn son. Investigators verified the husband's alibi through his employer. Records confirmed he was at work until 7 p.m. that day. While some family members voiced frustration, law enforcement has never officially named him a suspect. A massive, multi-agency search operation was launched. Local deputies were joined by the Texas Rangers and Texas Parks and Wildlife in a desperate attempt to find any physical evidence or clothing. Within 48 hours, Texas EquiSearch deployed over 40 volunteers. They established a command center in Seadrift, coordinating foot searchers and ATV riders to scour the difficult coastal terrain and rural roads. Searchers battled intense Texas heat and the thick, marshy brush around Seadrift and Port O'Connor. Despite their exhaustive efforts over several weeks, no physical clues were ever recovered from the marshes. One specific lead involved a sighting at the Bayside Express. Reports suggested Suzie was seen at the local convenience store on the day she vanished, establishing a potential geographic point of interest for investigators. Suzie's uncle, Jose Vallejo, launched his own private probe. He canvassed neighbors and reviewed surveillance from local businesses, stating the family had to do the investigative work they felt the police were missing. Frustrated by the lack of progress, the family reached out to the League of United Latin American Citizens. LULAC and a Houston attorney were brought in to pressure for a more aggressive state-level investigation. Public records from the Victoria Advocate highlight the growing tensions. Suzie's family voiced public frustration over a perceived lack of transparency and timely communication from the sheriff's office. Nearly a year later, in June 2019, a major forensic search was launched at the Liberty Arms boat and RV storage facility in Port O'Connor, following a specific investigative lead from a witness. The facility had been under construction during the very months Suzie vanished. For 2.5 days, investigators oversaw the removal of concrete slabs and dirt from a specific storage unit, looking for remains. A specialized forensic anthropology team from Texas State University arrived. They used ground-penetrating radar to search for any subsurface evidence, hoping to finally provide the family with the answers they needed. The case has been sustained by local media. KVU 25 news anchor Amaya Norman produced a retrospective report highlighting the family's ongoing struggle for justice and accountability. Former Chief Deputy Johnny Kraus famously kept Suzie's photo pinned inside his file cabinet as a daily reminder, a silent promise to find her that remains unfulfilled today. The mystery has taken a secondary toll. Suzie's brother, Arnaldo Ramirez, passed away in 2021. Family members attributed his death to the severe mental health decline and depression caused by his sister's disappearance. Sheriff Bobby Vickery has noted that while some cooperated initially, many later stopped speaking. Authorities believe key information still resides within the Seadrift community. To recap for identification, Suzie is a Hispanic female, 5'5", 140 pounds. She has a small scar on her upper left arm and was last seen in a black and white striped maxi dress. Calhoun County Crime Stoppers continues to offer a $1,000 reward. Every tip is reviewed by the Texas Rangers Cold Case Unit. One person coming forward with the smallest detail could change everything. If you have any information, no matter how small, please make the call. Suzie's children deserve to know what happened to their mother. Help bring justice and closure to this Texas community. The disappearance of Suzie Escobedo is a tragic reminder of the secrets that can haunt a small town. We will continue to follow this case as long as it remains unsolved. Stay vigilant. Thank you for watching this factual report. This video was produced for educational and investigative purposes. All information is based on public records and verified news archives.